Coming up, talking with the men of Regarding Men.
It. And today I'm talking to Dave Scala, who is not only one of our group attendees, he also facilitates a professional development group at Regarding Men. And we're going to end up talking a little bit about that. But I want to start out first just saying thanks, Dave, for being willing to talk to us about this. And can you tell us a little bit about what your experience at Regarding Men has been like so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for inviting me to do this. I'm happy to. My experience at Regarding Men has been really positive. It's one of the first places in a long time that I've gotten to be able to talk to 10, 12 guys at a time that I know 5 or 6 of them pretty well, and I'm starting to get to know a whole bunch of them. That's like a typical meeting where you walk in and there's a bunch of guys I'm pretty familiar with, and then some other people I'm starting to get to know. I'd say it's probably been 15 years since I've had that experience where I just get to talk to just men, no women, and have a familiarity with a lot of them. And last time I had that, the context was typically work. I mean, the other thing is I've made a lot of good friends. There's a lot of men that I talk to on a regular basis, that we talk on the phone or we exchange information about stuff on emails, things we've seen. And, we get to be in smaller meetings. There's you guys it's called a cyber shed, where it's just basically an open meeting that's there all the time. And it's really refreshing to be able to be in a format where we could talk about politics, or we could talk about personal stuff dealing with women, or we could talk about what we're trying to do in our lives, with our careers or where we're going. And you can hash out something you're not sure of, hash out differences. I mean, you can actually have an argument that's constructive. When you're doing problem solving or you're trying to figure out something, that dynamic gets messed up when there's one woman in the group. The whole thing changes. And that's not happening here. So I've seen guys come in there in the beginnings of a divorce, something's pretty terrible, or they're in the throes of a divorce process, and the woman is just manipulating everybody. And I've seen guys be very compassionate to men that just thought that, life was over, that there was just nothing they were going to be able to do. And I've seen guys change I've seen them change in weeks. Just, they've gone to 10 meetings, just talking to people. They may have had a private conversation with 2 or 3 guys, and guys who just thought the world was terrible and there was no hope have shifted, not completely, but they've shifted to they're open to another point of view, which is a big deal. It's given me more confidence to do things that I was sitting around not doing. The age gap is a big deal. There's a lot of men that I've gotten to help that are younger than me. There's some men that are older than me that I've gotten to help. But there's also, I get this, I'm in my mid-40s. I can sit there in a room full of men, and there's some of them in their 60s and 70s, and they have a different point of view. And some of the younger guys too. And it kind of goes up and down and back and forth. And I think without the mentality of work or something structured like a sport where you have coaches, or something structured like Boy Scouts, I don't think there's enough the old Boy Scouts when there was no women involved.
When they were boys?
Yeah, when it was, no, but even before that, before there was no such thing as a scoutmaster that was a female, where it was literally the moms dropped them off, or they made some food for the bunch and then left. But there's a dynamic that goes on between men about pushing each other, encouraging each other, challenging each other, calling each other out, that can't happen in front of women. And I think men are more compassionate in general.
Awesome. Well, folks, that's about it. We're going to continue to do these interviews with several members of Regarding Men in the days ahead. We're going to keep them brief like this one, just to give you a taste of what's going on there. David, thank you for being a part of this and being the first one that we talked to
Thanks.
for this. By the way, David has a professional development group at Regarding Men on Saturdays. At what time?
It's 12:30 on Saturdays.
12:30 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays, where you come, you talk about your career, or if you have entrepreneurial interest, or whatever it is you're doing professionally. Even if you just want some advice on developing a resume or job searches, stuff like that, you can come to David's group at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. And we've got a lot of other groups going there. They're going 7 days a week now, and the Cyber Shed. But with that, Dave, I'm going to say thank you. And guys, we will see you next time.
Thanks, Paul.